Hi, my name is Bob, and I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic. I come from a medium-sized family. I was the last born 7 years after my previous brother. So they were all older than I was. I really didn't have any close siblings. So I kind of felt left out as I was growing up. And when I reached before my teen years, everybody had moved out of the house. And quite abruptly, as soon as they turned 17 or 18 years old, they either moved out and moved away or moved into the service. It took me 45 years to find out why. My father was a child molester, and I believe I was a victim of that as well. I just can't remember it. You know, when things happen to you in your mind shuts them out. Mine is still shut out. Both my parents were alcoholics. And like I said, I was an outcast throughout my teen years, and I began drinking when I was 9 years old. I soon found out about marijuana by the time I was maybe 10, and my journey down the path of destruction began at a very early age. I'm not going to go into any war stories because I don't believe in that. I could tell you a million things, but I'm not going to. When I got into my early 20s, I was diagnosed as being bipolar as well, so I'm dual diagnosed. So not only am I alcoholic, but I'm also bipolar. And I took medication for a while and felt good, and then you stop taking it, and then you become depressed, and you shoot right back into the alcohol again. And I went over this again and again and again, in and out of recovery, in and out of rehab, and I never really got it until the day that I found AA. And I walked through the door and someone shook my hand and said, welcome, and I found a home there. And I went to AA for many years, and then you know, my depression caught up with me again. And I went through the same cycle through my 30s, and a couple of suicide attempts. Thank God that I survived. I ended up in a rehab again, coming out of a psych unit, and from a rehab I went to a halfway house. While I was at this halfway house that I won't mention, something happened, and I started going to AA regularly. I became a board member of the club that I was attending. I was a regular volunteer. I volunteered with many different community organizations, Second Chance Society, the Broward Outreach Center, Love Thy Neighbor, feeding the homeless on the beach for 15 years. And while I was in that halfway house, I came upon a real estate deal, and it worked out for me. I opened my own sober house, and I had it open for 2 years, and I did rather well. I helped a lot of people, and it was quite rewarding for me. And now, due to the economic crisis that's occurring, and some other things that I don't want to mention because they're personal, I happened to lose that halfway house, and I found myself on the streets. I was totally ripped off. I was arrested for contracting without a license. I ended up in jail, and when I came out, everything that I owned was gone. I was homeless again. I was riding a new Harley, I had a brand new truck, a girlfriend, everything was gone. I went and volunteered with the Allied Veterans in Miami for about 8 months, and it turned out that the founder was embezzling money, so I had to leave there. I made a call to Charles Fields, and within 1 day I had moved in here. I previously know Charles because, well, because of a professional relationship between owners of halfway houses. And he's a wonderful person. When I first met him, he's really got a great program. And we used to chat all the time on the phone and talk about how things were going. He would ask me how my house was going, and I would ask him how his house was going, and lo and behold, here I am at his halfway house. I'm very grateful to be here. I'm very grateful for Charles Fields. He's a great person. I forgot to mention how I met him. I had a big donation from the Broward Outreach Center of bunk beds and regular twin beds and mattresses. And I called him up and I said, hey, I'm going to donate these to somebody, or, you know, let them go for a very cheap price. And he bought the whole lot of them. So I'm sure he's using a lot of them here at his facility. And like I said, I'm eternally grateful for him giving me another opportunity to get my life back and to get my feet on the ground and hit the road running. think my two